Hi BookTube, it's Missy, and today I'm going to share with you guys bookshelf 10 of my bookshelf tour 2015. Because it is at the very bottom of my second bookcase, I'm going to have to hold it in my hand instead of using my tripod, so bear with me with all the shakiness. I do apologize. See you in a minute. Here is just an overview of my shelf. This is going to be zombie books and then all of my historical fiction. There might be other supernatural creatures back there, but I can't remember. So let me just take out the first layer. Okay, so it looks here like I have more vampire books. So the first one being, let me pull it out, it's kind of dark back here, but this is The Historian by Elizabeth Kostova. I got this for $1 from Book Off. I've seen a lot of people have this on their shelves, but I've never heard anybody talk about it. It is extremely chunky, but yeah, it's supposed to be about Dracula and some other kinds of vampire. I don't know. I think it's supposed to be about Dracula though. And then next I have an adult vampire novel by Guillermo del Toro and Chuck Hogan called The Strain. I really need to buy the third book so I can start this trilogy, but I can never find it on Book Outlet. The next book being The Fall, and again, this must be such a popular series because I couldn't find the books at all, and I just so happened to find this one again at Book Outlet, but it wasn't a hardback. And then when I finally found the third book, it was large print, and I don't want it in large print. The next book on my shelf is Blood of the Lamb by Sam Cabot, and let me take off the dust jacket so you can see. But that is the picture underneath. I think this is also an adult vampire novel. Alright, and now we're getting into my zombie books. This is called Graveminder by Melissa Marr. I did see zombies on the genre description on not Book Outlet, but Goodreads. So I think it has to do with zombies, but I can't remember. Next I have Dearly Departed by Leah Habel. This is a duology. The second one, I can't remember what it is, but of course I will show you a picture over here, and I do want it. One day I'll get it. And then I have the Carrie Ryan companion trilogy. The first one being The Forest of Hands and Teeth. Again, these are YA zombie books. And then I have the Dead Tossed Waves. These are all companion novels. And then finally, the Dark and Hollow Places. Next, I have Warm Bodies by Isaac Marion. I started that book a couple years ago, I think when the movie came out, but I only got a couple chapters in, so one day I'll finish it. And then I also have Autumn by David Moody. One of my viewers told me to read this book, and there are, I want to say 5 books in this series. This is an adult zombie series, and I really want to read it, but I'm kind of scared. So that will be soon. Alright, and then I'm going to show you guys the books that I have on top here. We are going away from the paranormal and heading towards historical fiction. So the first book that goes up there is Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell by Susanna Clark. As you can see, I got this gigantic book for $1 at Book Off. I know that Sam from Novels and Nonsense was reading that book last month. I don't remember her wrapping it up because she was going to read the whole thing in August, but I don't remember. It's supposed to be, it's a historical fiction, but I think it has some kind of mystery in it or magic. I'm not sure, but I don't know why I put it here. It's historical fiction. I just stuck it there. I also have Memoirs of a Geisha by Arthur Golden. I love this movie so much that I really, really want to read the book sometime. Someday, I will. That was also $1. Okay, and then lastly, I have Atonement by Ian McKellen. I want to say I hated this movie only because I hate the little sister. Yeah, I don't know. I'm scared to read the book because I really, really hate the little sister. We'll see. I got that book for $1 too. So whenever I get books for $1, I don't feel guilty if I don't read them right away. Okay, so the first book that goes here in the front section is, well, I guess these are also, never mind. I have a few more zombie books. This one is called Pariah by Bob Fingerman. So this is a zombie book. I also have Something Strange and Deadly by Susan Dennard. Another zombie book. But this one is like I think that's like a historical fiction zombie book. I think that's why these are also here. And we have Grave Mercy. This is not a zombie book. This is a historical fiction YA fantasy with assassin nuns. I would love to read that one at some point in time. Alright, then I have Wild Thorn by Jane Eagland. And this is a historical fiction, like romance, LGBT. Yeah, I bought it because of the corset. Alright, next is an adult historical fiction by Diane Setterfield. I want to say this is also a mystery, but I could be wrong. I don't know why. A lot of these are here because it was like just straight, oops, historical fiction. Who knows? Alright. Next I have a series by Anna Godberson, and I have the Lux series. So this is a historical fiction, chick lit, catty, like these are all not debutantes, that's Southern. I don't know what, socialites, I guess. And, I don't know. People say it's good, so I got it. I have Envy. I have the third book, Rumors. And I believe Splendor is a companion novel, but it could just be the fourth and final book in the series. I'm not quite sure. All by Anna Godberson. Alright, the next book I have is A Northern Light by Jennifer Donnelly. I think this might be adult, but I can't remember. It could be YA. What does it say? Oh, young adult. Yep, this is a YA historical fiction. I think this is supposed to be sad. Next, I have Midnight Magic by Avi. I bought this strictly on the cover, and it is a historical fiction with magic. I think this is also YA. Then I have The Painted Bridge by Wendy Wallace. I just think it's so pretty. Is it going to focus? Probably not. I really love this cover, and I think this is a YA as well. Alright, and then the last book on that, it's supposed to fit there, I'll make it fit, is Something Red by Douglas Nicholas. Yeah, look at that wolf. I'm really excited to read this. This is a historical fiction. I wanted to say it was like a fantasy historical fiction because of the wolf and the blood, but I could be wrong. I apologize for not knowing all of the genres. I did my best. Anyways, let me make that fit and I will get to the next books. The next book I have here is Rotters by Daniel Cross. This is an adult zombie book. It goes back there in the corner, so these are all kind of mixed up just because I needed to save space. So I apologize for that. It's kind of off a little bit. And then we have Revolver by Marcus Sedgwick. I believe this is also a zombie book, I think. Man, I'm awful. And then we have Soulless by Christopher Golden, and this is a zombie book. So let me put those two back there. Next, I'm going to show you more historical fiction that goes along here. The first one being The Sweet Far Thing by Libba Bray. This is the sequel to A Great and Terrible Beauty. This one is like twice the size of the first book. That is so crazy. And that one is a historical fiction with like magic. And the final book in that trilogy, which is Rebel Bells. I always say that wrong. Rebel Angels by Libba Bray. Okay. Next, I have Water for Elephants by Sarah Gruen. This is an adult, like, magical realism historical fiction. I think there's magical realism. I've never read it and I haven't seen the movie, but people say it's really, really good. And so I do want to read it. And it's about circuses. Okay, and the very last book on this shelf is Missy by Chris Hannon. This is a historical fiction about like the Wild West and prostitutes and like heroin and just like a drug western prostitute historical fiction. I bought it because my name's on it. I'm interested, so yeah. Okay, and the very last book on this shelf is The Palace of Curiosities by Rosie Garland. This is another historical fiction. I think there's a little bit of magic in this one, or fantasy. I got it because some other booktubers were saying how amazing it is, and I just really loved the cover, and yeah, so I like it. And that, my friends, was the 10th shelf, or 10th cubby, if you want to call it like that. So thanks for watching. I will talk to you soon. Bye.